What's wrong with him? I thought it was Maluga we want to kill.
Hi, Subble1975 and welcome to Elite Dangerous on the Xbox One, and today I've got some fun 3v3 combat for you from members of the Dark Marauders. This is me and my shieldless Cobra, Modern Heracles in his Plasma Chieftain, and Meta Orange in a fixed beam laser FDL versus two Corvettes and very briefly a Type 9. So I'll explain the scenario as I interdict the Type 9 to lure in the Corvettes. Now, please note in this footage, when the Type 9 wakes out, I could have low waked after him to go for the cheap kill, but we were actually here for the pilot of one of the Corvettes. So we weren't here for the Type 9, even though the Type 9 is the guy that started all this. So effectively the guy who's flying the Type 9, and who has crimes on here, annoyingly, started talking smack in one of the clubs on Xbox. And he basically posted some images of Lu Pao. That image of him in his Diamondback Explorer named after My Little Pony, he posted some comments about how Lu Pao's dumb and how bad the Dark Marauders are, and he's one of those people that chimes in every time Scooby or any members of the Dark Marauders post a clip in the Elite Dangerous Club. So Scooby got into it with him, and then the leader of his faction, I believe, stepped in or something was said, and we were up here hunting Maruga, the leader of the faction Zorg. We'd come up here at sort of, I think it was 3 AM UK time, Scooby, myself and these guys, and we ended up like finding them in chat and realizing that because of the amount of fleet carriers in the system there was instancing issues. So once we added everyone as friends, got chatting to them, we managed to get instance and have the fight. I had been trying to get behind one of the Corvettes to interdict them for a little bit when I spotted the Type 9, and I was like, look, I'm just going to interdict the Type 9 and there jump in, because it's way easier to interdict this Type 9 at the moment because the Corvettes are just winging it around and not letting me interdict them. And then the fight started. Now, to be honest, I was surprised to survive the fight. You'll see what happened. I mean, there was a lot of talk earlier about how I would be killed like a bug on their windscreen in my little shieldless Cobra. And there is one point in which the fight where I'm like, yeah, I will ram one of these Corvettes just to see how much damage I do to their shields. And I go full bore in with the ram, and you'll see the amount of damage I do to myself, but equally I do a serious amount of damage to their shields. And we were very surprised in how this fight goes, and how effective our little ships were against the two Corvettes. And like I say, you'll notice that when the Type 9 low waked away, I didn't go after it for the easy kill. We were more interested in fighting the two Corvettes. We only interdicted the Type 9 to bait in the two Corvettes. It worked. One of the guys in one of the Corvettes has been like calling us griefers and having a pop. So I will say to him, if you want to fight me in my cutter, I'm happy to. I'll be honest, I'll quite happily fight your Corvette in my cutter, even though the Corvette is a much better combat ship than the cutter. But you know, I don't think my Cobra can 1v1 a Corvette, and I don't really think two Corvettes versus an FDL Chieftain and Cobra is considered like really unbalanced, or like we're really unfairly attacking you know, a much weaker force. So you know, also it annoyed me later because I had to actually run away for a bit because the police started shooting me because of those crimes that I got from shooting the Type 9. But all in all, this was a really fun wing fight, and it was really enjoyable watching Meta's beam laser of FDL really wreck shields. I mean, that thing is tempting me to get an FDL. Not tempting me enough that I've actually got an FDL, but it is tempting me because, yeah, I do love seeing fixed beam lasers in use. I'm a big fan of beam lasers, as everyone knows. My little Cobra only goes silent running when I'm shooting someone. So I have to. My little Cobra is designed to be in the thick of it, whizzing around as quick as possible, and being as much of a nuisance as possible. So it is a really good fun ship for just messing around in. And I'm using those good old drag munition missiles to stop the Corvette's boosting, buying Mare a bit more time on target. And I've got to say, all in all, this wing fight went really well for us. I really did enjoy myself, and it was a properly fun experience. And yeah, that ram was well worth it. It was pretty epic, I gotta say. And afterwards, you'll see what happens. But yeah, I didn't get crushed like a bug on a windshield. It's my little Cobra is tougher than people give it credit for, and the amount of times I've rammed people in FDLs with their full shields and they've suddenly realised how much of their shields they've lost is quite amusing, especially if you catch them with only one pip to shields. It's pretty nasty. But yeah, ramming Corvettes is probably not good for my health, but it is funny. And this was just, like I say, a really fun wing fight. We had come up here with the express orders of killing Maluga. Originally we tried to get Scooby in a 1v1 with Maluga, but we could never find them. And by the time we did find them, Scooby had long gone off to bed. I should have long gone off to bed. This was a ridiculous o'clock for the UK, which is an hour ahead of galactic time at the moment. And yeah, I really shouldn't have been up this late. I finished nights that morning, then went to bed for a bit, then got up, then got to, and then I might as well have stayed on night mode. It was totally, I was so tired when we were at this fight, but I was having so much fun with Meta and Modern that I didn't really want to leave them to have all the glory. And after the police shot at me for a bit, I did have to exit stage left just to replenish my missiles and get away from the police for a bit, and then come back in. And hilariously, the two ships that we drove out of the system did accidentally, because of navlock and other things, they suddenly reappeared for a brief moment, and we actually thought we might get someone's systems taken out quick enough. But I must admit, I was a little bit off. I was a little bit far away when it happened with my missiles, and a little bit off. And we had a little bit of miscommunication because I was going for the frameshift drive, not the drives. But all in all, it was a successful evening. I'll bring you the fight of the three of us versus Maruga separately, because it's already a very long video and I don't want to make it an even longer video. But yeah, it was such a good fun fight, and I've got to say that the guys over at the Zorg faction, I appreciate, you know, them coming into party, chatting to us, joining up as friends so we could instance with each other, because of the amount of fleet carriers in certain systems. It's really causing issues with instancing. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to say GG's to all of the guys over at Zorg for this fight, the fight that followed, and the 1v1 the next day. All of it, good games, well played, it was so much fun. Hopefully that beef between us and Zorg is now resolved. If not, I may be bringing you more fights with Zorg, I don't know. But, you know, I respect they play an open like we play an open, which I do respect. I'm going to leave you now with the last bit of the fight with the in-game voice from Meta and Modern, and say that's all. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll leave you a little bit from when we went back to the station to repair. So enjoy the rest of these clips.
He's banking again.
Burn shields
the
up.
shields are down.
There we go.
Hit him with that corrosive shit.
Go for those revives.
Let's go. He waked. Fucking an FDL and a Chieftain
who's
versus
this?
2 vets.
Coming back.
Oh, they fucking
wow.
high wakes to get their shields back.
Maluga just dropped in. That's what I'm going for. Oh. Yeah, they twat locked each other, I think. Drives. Drives are at 30.
On who?